Well, so far, we're 3 weeks into no sports. Sports have been ground zero for the last, coming up to 21 days, 3 weeks. Most of us are now being forced to stay home and forced to have social distancing and all kinds of other shit. A lot of jobs have been closed down, all the non-essentials, leaving the essential jobs open, leaving millions and thousands out of jobs. But there is a bright light at the end of this tunnel. NASCAR, for once in their fucking lives, have actually come up with a solution for this problem. Their solution is very simple. iRacing. Yes, NASCAR has decided that we're going to have iRacing races for the foreseeable future until we get real racing back. So we'll have some fake racing for the time being. IndyCar has also followed that same step. Same deal with F1 with their E-Prix races. So far, I haven't commented much about them yet, but I'll start with this week. So the last couple F1 E-Prix races were complete giant clusterfucks. Like, Jesus Christ. You take F1 races to video games and they become instant demolition derbies. Mother of God. Anyway, let's talk about this week. So, first race we had for IndyCar was the iRacing race at Watkins Glen, the IndyCar Invitational. Really, not much happened in that race. It was pretty tamed. Not many crashes. James Hinchcliffe didn't even get a chance to start the race because his server crashed, and he was kicked out of the session. Poor bastard, didn't even get a chance. I feel for James. James Hinchcliffe can't catch a goddamn break. Really, not much happened up front. Like, Sage Karam started on pole at every single lap and won the race by like 3 seconds. The only competition he had all race was from Felix Rosenqvist, and that was about it. Honestly, Sage Karam drove out there like he was Lewis Hamilton in your average F1 race. Flat out domination. Now, if Sage Karam can do that shit in a real race, now that would be interesting. Hey, you know what? It was a meaningless race for Sage, but fuck it. Let's give him his 15 minutes of fame. He finally won a race. Too bad it was a meaningless race, but oh well. Anyway, IndyCar will be back next week, of course, with the Barber iRacing Invitational. I have no idea when the fuck the Chinese one is. I think the Chinese one for F1 is supposed to be next week for the E-Prix. So all we got is animated racing. Now, the Cup race last week at Homestead was was actually pretty good, but the endings were complete clusterfucks. Like, you had so many crashes out the ass. This week's race at Texas, I mean, it was actually pretty good. It was a pretty good race for iRacing. Not many we didn't have any crashes really until the end of the race, when I guess everyone's servers glitched out and everyone started crashing and losing their cars and shit. Like, we had 3 cautions in the last 15 laps. Like, that's crazy. Like, really, throughout this race, it looked like William Byron was going to cruise to a win, and then Timmy Hill said, no, bitch, get out of my way. And then Timmy Hill proceeded to beat William Byron using the bump and run. And Timmy Hill pulls off the biggest what the fuck moment of this year, and wins the O'Reilly Texas iRacing Invitational. What? And Timmy Hill wins it in an underfunded shitmobile car. Okay, it's really not really a shitmobile ride because on iRacing almost everyone's on equal terms. It's just, who can have the better setup to dominate a race. But yeah, Timmy Hill wins at Texas. If you haven't heard of Timmy Hill yet, well, you're hearing about him now. Fuck. Easily now, this is in conversation for biggest what the fuck moment this year. If I told you Timmy Hill was going to win a race at Texas earlier this year, you would have laughed me out of the building. And yet, here we are. So yeah, Timmy Hill, in an underfunded crapmobile, won a race. It may be a meaningless exhibit, maybe a meaningless race that has really no value, but fuck it. Let's also give Timmy Hill his 15 minutes of fame. So, yeah. Also in this race, Matt DiBenedetto chose to also run this race in his underwear. I am not making that shit up, folks. Honestly, that deserves a beer. But yeah. Like, really, the action didn't pick up at Texas. I mean, overall at Texas, it was a lot of close racing, a lot of close calls. A lot of great racing, a lot of passes for the lead. Like, it's crazy that the Gen 6 works better on iRacing than in real life. Now, if Timmy Hill could win a real race, that would be fucking something. That would be something. Definitely would be something. Maybe someday Timmy Hill will get a chance in the top ride. Maybe he'll also get a sponsor too. But yeah, congrats to Timmy Hill on winning the Texas iRacing race. Throw his name in the hat for biggest what the fuck moment this year. How many more will we have this year? Next week's Bristol. How many cars are going to finish on the lead lap, let alone finish the race? Like, goddamn. I mean, it's been a really good success. I mean, it's a great alternative we have right now, with the whole coronavirus thing. And now the U.S. is now leading all countries with the most coronavirus cases. Good news is, U.S., you don't have the most deaths yet. That still belongs to Italy. Like, let me put this perspective. Right now, the common flu has killed more people than goddamn corona has. Let me just put that in perspective. So, yeah. Hopefully we get some real racing soon. I know IndyCar just did the revised schedule, where the opening race for the IndyCar season will now be the Detroit doubleheader at the end of May. And, of course, you also got, whatchamacallit. You also got NASCAR looking to come back from Martinsville. And they're talking about running the Martinsville night race now with no fans in the crowd. They might have to, no choice. I'd be okay with running races with no fans. As long as we get races, that's okay by me. So, yeah. What was there to say? And of course, the big news coming out of this from the revised schedule is that the IndyCar race at Indianapolis on the Roval is going to run the same weekend as the Cup race at Indianapolis. So thanks to, in a way, coronavirus did bless us a little bit. Because now, for the first time in auto racing history, we're going to have an IndyCar-NASCAR doubleheader with both sports at the same track on the same weekend. And also, Indy 500 is going to move to end of August. Very interesting. And I've heard the IndyCar season's going late into the year. I heard they're ending their season at St. Petersburg. So, yeah. Hey, we're still getting some races back, trying to get what we can in. I know from F1, a lot of the races are getting postponed or canceled. Like, I think ever since the last time I talked about this stuff, since then, Spain got postponed, Netherlands got postponed, Monaco's been canceled. So, F1 now loses their biggest race of the season in the Monaco Grand Prix. First time since 1954, F1 will not run the streets of Monaco. And this was something out of our control, like I mentioned time and time again. Also, the race in Azerbaijan has been postponed. So right now, at the moment, it looks like F1 might be opening their season in Canada, in Montreal, at Circuit Villeneuve. That is, if Canada allows F1 into the country to begin with, since Canada has pretty much banned all non-essential travel into the country. So yeah, that's going to be the big question here. And really, we don't know what the hell is going to happen with this COVID-19 shit. We have no idea if it's going to improve or get worse. That's the big scary part here. Is it going to get better? Is it going to get worse? Everyone says we're at the peak of it right now, and it should go down. There's doubts, though. We're not gonna know what till week by week. So yeah, gonna be very interesting how this goes the next couple weeks. But hey, overall, if you have a drink, put it in the air. Let's all give a nice toast to Timmy Hill on finally winning a race in NASCAR. May Timmy Hill have a top cup ride in the near future. Someday, Timmy, you'll have it. Someday.